Steph, that's gonna be tough to follow. I did not have that many compliments in line to go. First off, I made this mistake before where I winged it. My friend's grandmother still will not talk to me since. So I wrote this one out. Again, first off, Christina, you look absolutely stunning today. My goodness. Joseph, you are the luckiest man in this room by far. And Joe? Well, Joe and I always seem to dress exactly the same. Whether it be a business event, a wedding, whatever it may be. It's either the same suit, same button-up, same shoes, whatever. He hates it. Absolutely hates it. I love it. I think it's absolutely hysterical, but so it's only fitting that we match on your wedding day as well, brother. What a wild road it's been to get to this day. Constant plan changes, stress, uncertainty, but we made it. We are finally here. On behalf of everybody in this room, thank you, Christina and Joe, for planning such a perfect day on unprecedented times. We all know how much work today took, and we appreciate you both so much. Today is your day, and will always be your day. We will all certainly never forget it. And damn it, we all needed a night out too, all right? But in all honesty, moving the date was never going to be an option. I know you all know Joe as well as I do, and the word patience is not a characteristic that comes to mind. Thankfully, he was raised by amazing parents alongside 3 incredible sisters. All people in his life that made sure he fully experienced some of life's best movies that the 90s had to offer. Movies such as Home Alone, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Big Daddy, and one that I forgot that reminded me last night was The Little Giants. And pretty much any Adam Sandler movie after that he's actually watched. All of which he still quotes today on a daily basis. And I love him for it. You can find the funny in any sentence, my man. To this day, I am fairly certain he has actually never sat down and watched a full movie since. Patience is a virtue, my friend. The past 20 some odd years of our friendship has made my life what it is today. We've got each other through this wild ride we call life, and always ran our decision making by each other for approval. Vince Vaughn once said, "True love is blind." I'll never forget when Marissa had set you up on that blind date. I never heard the end of it. I felt like it was scheduled 2 weeks out, which gave him way too much time to ponder over it. What's her name? Wait, there's another Rossi sister? Where should we go? What should I wear? One day he wasn't going because blind dates are stupid. And the next day we were all encouraging that he had to go and he had really nothing to lose. And frankly, he backed out on Marissa. Now, she'll end your life anyway, so you had to option. The night after Joe's blind date, Joe and I had a hockey game. It's a game that I will never forget. I pulled up to the rink early as usual, and Joe was already there. This was odd. Joe typically shows up about 15 minutes before the game starts. I parked my car and he instantly hopped in my passenger seat. "Hey bro, how'd your date go?" I asked. "Dude, you're gonna think I'm crazy." Oh boy. But I'm gonna marry that girl. Big eyes, I wrote that down, make sure you big eyes. I was drunk when I wrote this. There was a brief awkward silence before I chimed in. "Come on, Joe, come on." We both laughed as he continued to gush over this absolutely incredible woman. Meanwhile, half listening to him, part of me was still thinking concerned, my dumb friend's making fast choices. This conversation triggered my brain to a few years back from this date. A day that Joe and I went up to URI to party with some of his college buddies, hitting Bonneview and all the usual bangers. On this very trip, believe it or not, Joe actually introduced to me my now wife, Samantha. I'll never forget my phone call to Joe the next morning. Z, we gotta talk. I think I fell in love last night. Come on, Dan! Jokingly attempting to talk me out of it. Thought we had a good thing going, dude. Which was true. Which was very true. There was a point in my life, if I was thought to be lost, be sure to check Joe's pool, couch, basement first. Okay, that one time in the driveway. Hold on. Oh yeah. It was 2-pager. I had a bit of open door policy at Joe's house, to say the least, especially when Plums and POB lived there. Oftentimes, Joe wouldn't even be home, and I'd be drinking cheap whiskey with Pat and helping Plums set up the 3rd and 4th TV in the living room for football Sunday. I'll never forget when the boys moved out and we helped our beloved Christina move in. Within days, the house went from a college frat to a Better Homes and Gardens magazine in seconds.
Facts!
A day not too long after, I was stopping by Joe's like I normally would, unannounced of course, just texting my way on my phone, and as I approached the front door and walked right in like I always had, and boom! I walked right into a straight locked door. At this very moment is when I realized shit done changed. An era had come to an end, and we were all forced to finally grow up. And we genuinely thank you for that, Tina. We really do, especially my wife. We've seen a lot of world championships. 12 to be exact.
Wow.
What's up, Paul? Countless Patriots, Bruins, Celtics, and Red Sox games and playoff games. After the Bruins won the Cup in 2011, we stormed the streets of Boston and cheered our fellow fans on. I turned my back to Joe for 1 second. And the next second, him and some random dude are boy hoisting me up on top of the T station. At first I was pissed, but then looking around at an aerial view of thousands of people storming the streets, cheering on. In the distance, I could see the SWAT team closing in, and I really panicked. Joe laughing like a schoolgirl, trying to figure out watching me try to get down. It was my big ass off that roof. It was not a pretty sight. Certainly a day I'll never forget. We went down to countless Patriots regular season playoff, AFC championship games that we were so blessed to be a part of. Always making me sprint back to the car, to the truck, or after the game in my snow gear, hammered drunk, with hopes of avoiding the parking lot traffic. Always seemed to never work out that way. And I always got mad at me when I was like, ooh, bud, should we just break out the grill? Always with a smile, pulling out my secret stash of grillables in the cooler he didn't know I'd packed in his car. Another time, Joe, Devious, and I all watched Tom Brady throw a game-winning TD at the last 5 seconds against the Saints at Mike's Boston apartment in October 2013. Hyped on the win, we hopped in the cab, buying tickets to Fenway on the way down to watch Big Papi hit a grand slam in Game 2 of the ALCS and help tie the series against the Tigers. What a day that was. That same night, Mike locked us out of his apartment. I'm not going to get into a lot of details here, but long story short, after hours of Joe and I swearing at Mike and telling everyone that walked by that we were homeless, we simply just picked the lock with a credit card on the front of his building, and then Joe encouraged me to kick in his door after that. So yeah, good times. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Mike. Although you fire me at work on a daily basis, I owe this man a lot. I've gained a lifelong friends through Joe, a career, a second family, and now another sister.
And me.
Christina, like Joe, we all fell in love with you since the day we met you. I knew you were the one for my best friend the day you gave him the Rhode Island Food Fights Buffalo Wing passport. For those of you that do not know, this is free wings at over 25 different restaurants across the state of Rhode Island. My mind was blown. If that's not love, I don't know what love is. Not only was that the best gift I ever heard of, what did you do after that, Tina? She gave me a passport too. blind date was the best decision you ever made, Joey. Because that day brought us to this day, January 2nd, 2021. Let's go, let's hear it, boys. Everybody, please raise your glass. Auntie Tina and Uncle Jebediah Zangrilli wish you a life full of adventure, happiness, and amazing memories. In the words of the great Joseph Salvatore Zangrilli III, Chandai!